The new year is when people set new goals, new resolutions, right? So what if you reframe your resolutions? This is like regifting. That's what it made me think of. So it's not about attaching your happiness to achieving the goal, but instead you're actually prioritizing yourself and your well-being. What a concept.
Yeah, that is a good concept. So our new guest is known as the Joy Expert. Sherry Elise is the best-selling author of Love Yourself Happy, and she is here to teach us how to reframe our resolutions for happiness. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me today.
So all about prioritizing ourselves. Sometimes I feel like it's easier said than done, right? How do we start getting into that mindset?
Well, I think you already mentioned first we have to realize that our happiness is not attached to the goals, and we would probably achieve our goals if we were happy first. So I'm all about prioritizing things that are important to you instead of setting these major resolutions. So the first thing you want to do is prioritize feeling good, right? And feeling good is all about aligning your thoughts, the people, the actions that you take with things that actually support you.
But this can be different for each person. It's not one size fits all.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I think kind of where the disconnect is with people sometimes, is that they think like, oh, this is the latest fad, or I should be doing this. This is what things look like. And it's really about listening to yourself and doing literally what makes you feel good.
And part of listening to yourself is also kind of maintaining self-care, right? Thinking of yourself and what you need first. How do people kind of do that and make that a priority?
Right. So everything is not about going and, the green juice and making sure you get all the sleep, which is important, but it's about listening and having awareness around what your mind is saying, what it wants, what your body wants, and what your spirit wants. And when we can tune into that, which is just about getting quiet and then honoring those needs, you'll find yourself a lot more joyful.
I feel like sometimes we go through life and the little everyday things, those are the things we need to focus on that make us grateful and blessed and happy. And we tend to just take advantage of that and not really take a moment to be grateful, right?
Absolutely. And we know from research, like all of this stuff that gratitude does, it makes us healthier, it strengthens our relationships, it lets us relish in these experiences, but we don't really take the time to do it. And so this new year, I say, really focus in on the gratitude. Start a gratitude jar, write that list. Just really do the things because it will bring you more joy.
I love the fact that we're talking about all of this. It's kind of like, not those concrete things like lose weight and save this amount of money by this time. It's just more of prioritizing the whole self. And you say to prioritize your dreams. How does that work?
Oh, well, we all have, I feel like our dreams are given to each of us individually, and these ideas come to us, and they're for us to latch onto. And so often, though, we get talked out of what we think is practical, what's possible. And so I say, like, put your dreams on the forefront. And whether that's stating them to people, I do that all the time to hold myself accountable. I'm like, I'm going to do this big thing. Posting it around your house and taking one action every single day that gets you towards that dream.
And don't be afraid to dream big, right?
Oh,
You're saying dream big.
If you heard some of my dreams, you'd be like, whoa, those are big. So
do you have a vision board?
I do, but it's online. My thing is really about speaking them.
Okay.
I speak it. I tell everybody, I'm like, I'm going to be a TV star, or I'm going to do this. Yeah.
Some people like to write it down in their journal, like you said. You keep it private, but just make that intention known, at least to yourself, right?
Absolutely. And when it's right in front of you, in whatever way that is for you, that's when you start taking those small action steps.
It's like that saying, if you see it, you believe it, you can be it, right? So what about prioritizing your tribe? Is this about the fact that you really need to, you have a certain amount of time, so be with the people that really actually matter to you, not these fake friendships?
Yes, that. And really joy is about connection. And we know after, a few years of being on lockdown and having that disconnection, how important it is really to be around each other. And so I say in the new year, schedule time with people in person. Put down our tech devices. I know that's hard, but it's really our relationships that are everything. And so make that time, even meet new people, start a new hobby, go to a meetup group. But really, because that's at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter most.
And, it's a little bit of a, kind of a pressure feeling. People feel pressure, right? Trying to set a resolution, starting a new year. You got to do all the things. What if you kind of fall off track during the year? How do you reset, or what do
you have to wait for next year?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
No, but we all do that. And that's what I say the first one about feeling good is really about self-compassion. And how can you be kinder to yourself? How can you wrap your arms around yourself and just say, hey, it's all good. Like, try again. That's it.
I think sometimes we just put that pressure on ourselves, more than anything.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why kindness is everything.
How long did it take you to get to this point where you're so zen?
My fiance wouldn't say I'm so zen. But I would say, no, I've been doing this work for about 15 years, maybe 20. I know that sounds, but the full presence and being kinder to myself started around the time I wrote my book.
Yeah.
And really understanding myself more and how I was the hardest person on myself more than anyone else.
I think that's the case in many people, right? So
Well,
thank you for it's like a soul cleanse. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wishing you a very happy new year. I want to let people know where they can get your book.
Yeah, for more on these great tips, check out Sherry's book, Love Yourself Happy. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
You too.
Set those resolutions.